You spoke before about the importance of jury verdicts, and I'm interested in light of what you're saying. When I interviewed Chester Porter, he was saying to me, juries can and do get things wrong. And clearly, in the case of what you're talking about with Nagel, things can be at a kind of, can I say, at a sort of almost primitive or instinctive level, people can get things wrong. You must have had occasion to observe that over the years, and would you agree with Chester that even though there is a lot to be said for this process, there is no question that people aren't always right?
I suspect that what Chester was thinking of was R.A. Chamberlain when he made that remark, was he?
Well, probably he was, and in a sense that's a very good example of people looking at someone and saying, well, clearly that person is guilty, with no other reason being than that the person failed to emote in the way that they expected of her, I suppose.
I'm sure that's right. And the media has a vast amount to do with that. Remember the recent David Jones problem with
yes, the sexual harassment case.
Yes. If we had juries, how could that case have ever been tried before a jury, and how difficult it would have been for Dr. Flick to try it. I mean, someone or other had leaked to the newspapers the amount that the plaintiff was claiming, all the offers that had been made and the counter offers that had been made, all of which should have been in trouble for contempt of court. In the long run, one doesn't know whether it was David Jones or the defendants or the plaintiff who was doing the leaking, but did the greatest harm to the plaintiff. The case was that enormous claim for, was it 37 million or whatever it was, including sums for punitive damages, which the press were allowed to publish. She had announced that she would give away to a charity. I mean, the conduct of the newspapers and those who gave the information to the newspapers was an absolute disgrace.
Mm-hmm. That's a bit of an interesting situation of shutting the stable door after the horses bolted, though, isn't it? And again, I would ask you, in this age, and if you were practising now, what would your thoughts be about how you could avert that kind of problem?
Well, I think the first thing to have done was to have been to haul everyone out before the judge and start talking about contempt of court. The second thing to do might have been to make an order staying proceedings for some time until the fuss died down. Otherwise, I don't know.